It is exactly 2,026 days. That's about 5 years, 6 months, and 17 days since I stood in this hall to present my inaugural address, where I outlined my vision and mission statements. Closely after that event, I traveled to Lagos to hold my maiden dialogue with you since my appointment then. In those two early addresses, I shared with you the background prevailing, emerging, and predicted challenges, response plans, your role in the plans, and expectations of the Nigerian people. In the narratives then, none was left in doubt that the Nigerian Navy has a lead role to play in combating maritime crimes to safeguard the nation's prosperity and well-being of the citizenry. The adverse impact of these crimes was and remains enormous, and we concluded that they should not be allowed to continue. The intents of the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, and his expectations of each and every one of us were made clear to all of us. In acknowledgement of that presidential charge, the service resolved to frontally confront illegal bunkering and crude oil theft, piracy, and other criminal activities in the maritime environment with all the resources at our disposal. As a new Chief of Naval Staff then, I braced up to the responsibility of leading the charge. I set the tone by the vision statement and directed it to be the compass to order our direction and the barometer to gauge our focus in our efforts to collectively move the Nigerian Navy to a sustainable and enviable height. I shared my expectations that all officers, ratings, and civilian staff were to adhere to high standards of discipline, loyalty, integrity, selfless service, teamwork, and professionalism. I implored you to be on the right side of history by being part of the solution to the challenges confronting the service and the nation. In all this, I promised you responsive leadership. Today, we have come to a full circle, but this occasion will be too brief to conduct a full post-mortem or take adequate stock. I can therefore only make a nominal attempt to review. But what is sure is that we proceeded with singleness of purpose to address the subversive and ruinous activities in our domain. The menacing scenario at sea, from the spike in piracy and sea robbery, proliferation of illegal refineries, brazen theft of crude oil, mindless destruction of critical infrastructure for oil and gas, reckless violent crimes such as kidnapping, hijack, and attack on security forces, and many more activated in us new concepts. Some of these are the dedicated anti-piracy operations, choke point operations, and riverine and swamp operations, seeking to overwhelm the criminals in their game. The requirements for enormous capacity upgrade led to massive fleet recapitalization, generous logistics support, retooled maintenance facilities and equipment restored, processes recalibration, manpower boost in quality and quantity, and improving welfare facilities, an increasingly strengthened coalition of international partners and local stakeholders. Although the country has witnessed new security challenges elsewhere, the unsavory state of affairs in the maritime domain depicted earlier has been significantly narrowed. They must be recognized as social problems, and so, with the benefit of other complementary remedies, would continue to face decline until obliteration. What is important is to sustain the pressure to foreclose a relapse. At this point, credit must be accorded the quarters from which help came in the crusade. Let me therefore first offer thanks to the Almighty God for His grace and providence. I remain indebted to Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief, for not only appointing me then to the office, but also resourced all of the efforts we can identify today. I am similarly grateful to several other senior government officials. In particular, I must register my gratitude to the Vice President, His Excellency Professor Yemi Osinbajo, for his attentive ears and encouragement. I thank the legislative leaders, especially leaders of the Navy committees in the two chambers, who tirelessly worked to always crystallize the service's dreams. I acknowledge, in the same vein, the support of the various states of the Federation, particularly those hosting Navy units and formations who continue to care for those elements of the Navy in their domain. I am profoundly indebted to our dear Honorable Minister of Defense, General Bashir Magashi, retired, for his unceasing advocacy and recommendations for accelerated growth of the Nigerian Navy. I have to acknowledge the outgoing Chief of Defense Staff for his attention and interest in the Navy, to the extent that he was jovially dubbed the Navy General. May God bless you, sir, for your guidance and companionship. In the same vein, I congratulate my colleagues, the outgoing service chiefs, General Tukur Buratai and Air Marshal Baba Sadiq. I appreciate the invaluable support I got from them without question, always, and wish them restful retirement. I acknowledge with gratitude the support of the icons of the Navy and entreat them to sustain the goodwill. For want of space and time, May I add, in general, my appreciation to several others, including heads of ministries, departments, and agencies, and international partners, and a huge population of well-wishers from all walks of life. Our dear incoming Chief of Naval Staff, distinguished guests, it is only appropriate for me to place on record here that while the assistance received was important, it would have yielded no fruits without you, all, the personnel of the Nigerian Navy. I cannot therefore thank you enough for your dedication as I commend your excellent teamwork. Together, from the PSOs, the commanders at various levels, officers, men, and civilian staff, we were able to always rally responsible and dedicated men who served at different duty posts to win the Nigerian Navy's mandate. I charge you to keep up the high standards which we have built and never rest on your oars, but to continue your devotion to the service. In particular, I enjoin you to earnestly extend the same cooperation to the incoming Chief of the Naval Staff, Rear Admiral A.Z. Gambo. I have no doubt that you will heed this call and continue to deliver even against all odds. Just as I'm winding down today, another important wing of the Navy, the Nigerian Navy Officers' Wives Association, NOWA, is also drawing curtain on their own administration. I take this opportunity, therefore, to congratulate the outgoing national president of NOWA, my dear wife, Barrister Mrs. Teresa Ibas, for a successful tenure. I thought they deserve some. Because if you don't do, you might be in trouble, please. We are united in appreciation of the quantum of development her tenure has brought to this association and the immense value addition, some of which will endure into several generations in future. Our milestones of attainment have impacted on the members. Nevertheless, while I thank you as the head of NOAA for your official role, I am in the same vein grateful to you privately as my dear wife. Together with the members of my family. I think I have Kede here who is representing others. You bore stoically along with me the different tempests of my career voyage over the years to this final berth in your harbor of retirement. Thank you, my dear wife. By this same token, I appreciate my loving children who embraced emotional maturity early in their young lives due to the frequent absence of their daddy occasioned by deployments away from the family. Now I can look forward with relish to reuniting with you all. I commend all the members of NOAA and the Naval Ratings Wives Association, who are the wives of personnel of the Nigerian Navy, for their steadfast love to their husbands. Your devotion to remain on guard at home in the long absence of your husbands is nothing short of a huge indirect role in the management of the Nigerian Navy. I thank you all at this end of an era and urge you not to relent. Finally, may I congratulate the incoming NOAA National President, Mrs. Gambo. The service has its own fair share. I refer to all those who mindlessly subvert the system at every opportunity. Our experiences in their treachery of connivance with some criminal elements, complicity in crime commission, negligent performance of duty, permitting aggravation of cases in some instances, the disrepute to the institution of the Nigerian Navy in their less than professional conduct through alleged unethical behaviors, marring the otherwise lauded efforts of our prosecution of infractions were very sad and regrettable. Commentary in an otherwise glowing, commendable, and exemplary service from you all. I urge that this band of undedicated personnel to please make a turnaround promptly and reclaim traction to a fulfilled and successful career. I am still hopeful that you would, after pondering on this, reconsider your disposition, choose the path of honor in clear appreciation of the essence of service to your fatherland. On this note, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and as time has beckoned for me now, I want to assure you that I am moving on with great satisfaction in what we have accomplished together and in the knowledge that I leave you in good and capable hands. I thank you all, our invited guests, and all of you for coming and for your participation.
The CPM Naval Headquarters is requested to march forward and hand over the Nigerian Navy ensign to Vice Admiral Ibas, hand over to his successor. This moment marks the formal assumption of office.
I am particularly delighted that the leadership of the Nigerian Navy has fallen on me as the next Chief of the Naval Staff. I am a firm believer in God, and I do know that He works in mysterious ways. In the last 5 years, the outgoing administration has achieved giant strides, and I must sincerely thank the outgoing Chief of the Naval Staff and his amiable staff for achieving this feat. Indeed, nothing is impossible with God. I want to assure the outgoing Chief of the Naval Staff, sir, that I am going to uphold the good works that he has begun and ensure that we move the Nigerian Navy to yet greater heights. On behalf of the officers and men, I wish to most sincerely thank you, sir, for your leadership you provided while at the helm of affairs, and trust that the same measure, if applied in your civil life, would definitely make you excel all over again. My sincere thanks to the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who found me worthy of this highly exalted office. I therefore wish to pledge my unalloyed allegiance to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the President, Commander-in-Chief. May I also humbly request that the cooperation and support extended to Vice Admiral I.E. Ibas be extended to my humble self. As I conclude, I wish to appreciate my amiable and great pillar, my wife, Nana Aisha, and our dear children for their unflinching support at all times in my career. On this note, once again, I wish the outgoing Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral I.E. Ibas, fair winds and following seas. Onward together, and God bless.
Paris.